Are you looking for a quick and easy rib recipe you can cook within 2 hours? Follow along. I'm going to show you how to cook these amazing Prairie Fresh baby back ribs on a Gateway drum smoker. All right, the first thing we want to do to our 2 hour baby back ribs, of course, once we got our Prairie Fresh primes cut out of the pack, I'm going to flip them over here, and of course, I'm going to start on the curved side. You can skin this rib however you like, but I'm doing it Heath's way. One pull and off. Remember, go in on the curved side. You want to make sure you take your glove, put it on, run your finger, your thumb right under that, and when you get under it, just pick it right up. Just like that, and it might come off your hand. There you go. Since we got them turned over, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. First thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and get in a little bit of that garlic jalapeno. You know we need a good small base layer on this. Now, I'm not using any binder today or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and do the front side of these. All right, once we get that base of garlic jalapeno rubbed down, y'all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back with that OG sweet rub. This is the first rub that I ever made commercially. It's won me a ton of money. I love it. Still use it today on a lot of stuff. So let's turn these over and get these ribs sprinkled on with a little bit of sweet rub. Now, I'm gonna let that set in on the back side for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, let it sweat in, flip it over and do the same thing, come back with another coat of sweet rub. All right, now that our ribs are turned over, let's go ahead and get these coated too. All right, as soon as our ribs sweat in for about 5 minutes, we're gonna get ready to hang them on the drum. All right, now that our ribs have sat here for about 5 minutes, you can see that I'm gonna take, and I've got some meat hooks here. Now these come with the Gateway drum. You can also buy them on the internet. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take the thick side of the rib and I'm gonna leave it hanging toward the fire. I'm gonna go down about 2 bones here and I'm just gonna hook that in there just like that. And so I'm gonna go on this end here. I'm gonna come down 2 bones, hook it in there just like that. Now, once you get those hooked in, let's carry them over to the drum and get them hung. All right, now the reason that I hung this rib like I did, you can see this is a meatier, fattier end of the rib. So I want that hanging toward the fire instead of this narrow end. And so when I put my ribs in here, we're gonna rotate them about every 20 minutes. We're gonna keep spinning them around. Let me get this lid off and get these ribs in here. Now you can see that we've got our system hung in here for these ribs. And you literally just get them hung on there just like that. And you just let them hang. All right, now that our ribs are hung in the barrel, we're gonna get our grill lid shut and let it go about 25 or 30 minutes and check them and probably spin them then. Remember, these ribs are not gonna hang but about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. That's it, and we're gonna wrap them. All right, you can see we're running a tad over 300. I'm gonna bump this back just a smidge here, and I'm gonna get in here and look at these ribs. And I'm gonna spin this rack here just a little bit so we're getting even cooking. I'm gonna get the grill lid shut again for another 20 minutes. All right, our ribs have been on another 20 minutes. That's 40 minutes total our ribs have been on. Let's get in here. Now I'm gonna pick this up and show you 40 minutes so far, and look at that rib. Look at that wonderful color it's got. Now I'm gonna get this hung back in here, and I'm gonna spin this again, and I'm gonna let it go. Now we've had a total cook time of 40 minutes so far. We're gonna let them go on another 20 minutes, set our timer. We're gonna look at them. We might wrap them at an hour, or we might let them go another 20 minutes. So we'll be back, see how they look. All right, it's been 1 hour. Let's get in here and look at our ribs. Yep, get that one off. Now look at that rib right there. It's got beautiful color. Oh yeah, but I'm still gonna spin this thing and let it go another 20 minutes. So we're gonna go an hour and 20 minutes. So there is that rib. Look at that rib there. Beautiful color, look at that color. That sweet rub and that garlic jalapeno does a heck of a job. Remember, we're gonna rotate this around a little bit and get our grill lid shut. Come back in 20 minutes and then we're gonna wrap. All right, our ribs have been on 1 hour and 20 minutes. You can see we're still running needles up 300 degrees here. Let's get our lid off. Let's get in here. Now, the only thing I didn't show on camera, I dropped a little small piece of hickory wood in here right when we first started. I forgot to show it, but I'm gonna tell y'all. Let me get these ribs off here. And I'm gonna lay them up here where you can see these things. Bones are starting to pull back. Look at that beautiful color. Let me get this lid on before this runs away from us. But look at that color. That is what I'm talking about. All right, now that we're ready to wrap, you can see I've got some foil on a sheet tray here. I've got my mixer cup. I've got a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna take 2 1/4 cups, which would be a 1/2 cup, only cooking 2 slabs of ribs. And so I'm gonna go ahead, get 2 scoops in, set that to the side. I've got a little 8-ounce thing of apple juice. I'm gonna pour 8 ounces in here. And I gotta get 8 ounces of water because I don't have any more apple juice here at home. Now that I've got 8 ounces of water, you can use water altogether or any other fruit juice you use or anything else to wrap with. This product is just designed to make wrapping easy and simple. It's got your brown sugar, it's got your butter, it's got your honey, it's got your spices. We're just reconstituting it with a little bit of liquid and then pouring it in so we have an exact measurement on everything. So let's get another 8 ounces of water in here and get this shaken up. Now that we've got our rib laid in here, we want to go ahead and get 1/2 of our butter bath mixture on this rib. Now we've got about 1/2 in there, let's get it wrapped up. You can see that rib has got beautiful color, that mahogany bark. You know it's gonna be good. All right, let's get them back on the grill. All right, we've got our ribs back over to our grill. I'm gonna get the lid off. You can see I took the hanging rack out, put the flat rack back in. I'm gonna take these 2 racks of ribs, get them in here just like this. Now, I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes. But in 15 minutes, I'm gonna rotate these ribs. I'm only gonna let them go 30 minutes. All right, our ribs have been wrapped for 30 minutes. We got in here and spun them at 15. So we've had a total cook time of 1 hour and 50 minutes. So let's get in here, take our trusty Thermopin one and see where the temp's at. Now I'm gonna poke straight through the foil here. Look at that, 207, 208. Look at that, 204, 205, 6. I'm gonna call these good and I hadn't even touched them. But, oh yeah. Let me grab a pan and let's get them off. Now that our ribs are off, remember we've had a total cook time of 1 hour and 50 minutes. So I'm gonna let them rest about 15 minutes and then I'm gonna sauce them, stick them back on here for that other 10 minutes to tack up. And that'll be a 2-hour rib. We'll be right back. All right, our ribs have been resting about 10 minutes. It's time to get in here now, unwrap them. I know they're still hot. I'm gonna go ahead and glaze them up with a little bit of my sweet sauce and then get them back on the grill. That's warm. Woo! A little bit of sweet sauce. Look at the pretty color on these ribs. Now let's get a little bit more of the sweet sauce down. We're gonna get them back on that grill to tack up. You know we gotta make them a little Memphis muddy, so I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit more of that sweet rub right on top. Let's get these back over to the gateway real quick. You can see we got these ribs all pretty and shined up. Let's throw them back on here. All right, Get that grill lid shut and give them about 10 minutes. All right, guys, our ribs have been back on about 10 minutes. That's a total cook time of 2 hours. And if you want to count the rest time, that's 2 hours and 10 minutes. But look at these ribs. They look phenomenal. You got good bone pull back here. I'm telling you, these things are gonna be phenomenal. All right, let's get them off like I said. Get that first rib off. Get in here and get this other one. And look at this right here. When it'll lay over your hand right there and do that little bit of wave, you got that wave right here and that bounce. That's what we're looking for in that rib. All right, just to recap for you guys, we took our backyard rib bundle that's got our sweet rub, our butter bath, and our sweet sauce in it. All that we did, you know we had to use that garlic jalapeno rub as a base, and we kept this rib recipe very simple. We cooked them on our gateway drum over roll oak lump charcoal at 300 degrees for 1 hour and 20 minutes. We then pulled them out, wrapped them up for 30 minutes in butter bath, let them rest for 10 minutes, and then set some sauce on them for about 10 minutes. I can tell you, for a 2-hour rib, this thing is gonna be phenomenal. Before we get in here to try it, we gotta do one more thing. Now I can take that rib right there and pick it up, and look how it lays over my hand there sideways. You know it passes that old rib wave test. So I'm gonna lay it out here. Oh, let's just cut one. This thing is still warm. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, that rib right there is gonna have great flavor. I know it is. I'm gonna tell you guys, the moisture in that rib right there, look at that, wanting to come out of there. Oh, this thing is gonna be good. Let's give it a try. In 2 hours, you can eat like this. I'm telling you, that's the amazing thing about a Gateway drum smoker. It puts off incredible flavor. These ribs taste like they were grilled the whole time. That fat, while we hung those ribs, that fat as it rendered off of here was melting and dripping on that fire. So it was giving it that sizzle, what we were looking for. And I can tell you, the taste that it created is incredible. If you like what we're doing on our channel, be sure to like, subscribe, follow along with your friends. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. I'll see you next week with another video.